Review.
In the aftermath of World War III, a group under the name General Management Control Office was formed in order to rebuild and unify the world that was torn apart. Yeah guys, we got a post-apocalyptic post-World War III story. What came out of this was a model city, really an experiment named Olympus. The city was a hub for the remaining population of humanity who had survived, and also bred a new subspecies, bioroids, which are half human, half robot. The idea of this place was for the world to prosper again with humans and bioroids coexisting in harmony. But come on, it's 80s Japanese animation. It was designed to be a utopia, but Olympus could feel like life in an ant farm for some people. What's going on guys, it's Rekka, back again from Anime Back When, and it feels amazing to be able to say this after so much time away. Look out for a video soon explaining, what's been going on and all of that. But for now, let's dive into some 80s nostalgia with the OVA, Appleseed. The story follows Dune the human and Briareos, who's a cyborg, mostly human with enhanced strength and an integrated head and helmet with multiple cameras for eyes. They're trying to transition from SWAT to the investigation department to track down the last surviving member of a terrorist organization. Dude's name is AJ Johnson and he wants freedom to humanity. As quick as they decide to track him down, they are assigned to make tracking and assassinating him their highest priority, with all leads on hold until the investigation is closed. And therein lies the one and only question you'll ever really care for with this anime. What the hell is AJ trying to do? Eventually, we find out him and another human police officer, Callan, are trying to destroy the supercomputer that operates the utilities and the overall system and flow of Olympus. For reasons I stated earlier, feeling like Olympus is a cage to its inhabitants. This story kinda reminds me of a Gundam story, a really low budget Gundam story. But allow me to explain. Anyone who understands the dynamics of the two sides in any Gundam story, you know it's a real gray area between good and evil. You have people fighting for what they believe in, and in both Gundam and Appleseed, what either side believes in isn't necessarily good or evil. What makes Appleseed more straightforward than Gundam is that it is obvious who the antagonists and the protagonists are here. I gotta say, this show dabbles into some ideology about the way humans are programmed to be, and it's things very similar to what I always knew. For example, they say the second a retiree stops working, that's the countdown to their grave. And it's very similar to some of the things discussed in this OVA, like what I just said. This still doesn't make me disregard the fact that for a 1-hour anime, this contains way too much dialogue. It's not like it's a psychological anime or something, it's just a little action mecha with a fairly straightforward premise. It also doesn't give us enough backstory or depth to truly connect to our protagonist, and I found myself lost within the first half hour, both times I watched it. I'd be lying if I told you that this is the most enticing story to watch, but where the OVA falls in plot, it makes up for it with great action that to me feels like it's ahead of its time. There's a few decent shooting scenes and people getting killed, and the cyberpunk futuristic 80s aesthetic is sure to capture all my retro anime lovers over here, with the art style not really being nothing special, pretty standard designs for 1988, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kinda scratching my head when I found out Gainax was the one who produced this. I'll just assume that it was a lesser known director who put this together and with a very little budget. I mean, the same studio put out Wings of Hanamis the year before, Gunbuster the same year, and would drop Nadia 2 years later. It's crazy to think about it. Now I enjoy city pop and Japanese soul music from that era, so the soundtrack is something I'd say is only another star to add to the show. But it's definitely gonna be based on preference. A dry story about terrorists and crooked cops, humans, cyborgs, and a blend of both. You can die without seeing Appleseed. But if you got an hour to spare and already seen the abundance of phenomenal OVAs and need a little filler to watch, go ahead and check it out. It's still a time capsule from the era that it hails from. Anyways guys, I'm Rekka, and this wraps up today's episode. Like the video, comment down below what y'all want to see next. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Anime Back When.